Hello, my name is Daniel, and welcome to my channel, Live to Read. Today, I'll be doing a book review of For Whom the Bell Tolls by Ernest Hemingway. So, this book was published in 1940. Page count for this paperback is a little over 470 pages. So, I had heard of Ernest Hemingway, but never really gave him the time of day. The way I really found out about him, it was actually through listening to Metallica. So, Metallica has a song called For Whom the Bell Tolls on their album Ride the Lightning. And then once I discovered that that song was based off of a book, I immediately picked it up and read it. And then I have sort of Metallica to thank to turning me on to Hemingway because now I have picked up other books from him, and they're amazing. So for this one itself, though, this takes place during the Spanish Civil War, and then there is a coup going on, and then you've got a fascist. The fascists are trying to take over, and you've got anti-fascists fighting them because the fascists themselves are being supported by Nazi Germany as well as Italy. And then Robert Jordan, he is an American and he's a demolition expert, and he volunteers to help the anti-fascists, and they're referred to as guerrillas. And then the mission he's given is to blow up a bridge. And then once he's introduced to the guerrillas, you meet a bunch of memorable characters. And then the first one, the leader of the group, his name is Pablo. So Pablo's very headstrong, but he's not completely on board for this mission. The second person you meet is Pablo's wife. Her name is Pilar. And then she is 100% in. She's all in, wants to get the job done, wants to get this bridge blown up. And then another person you meet is a young woman by the name of Maria. And unfortunately, Maria has been through a lot. The fascists have executed her parents. She's been raped. So she is paying a heavy toll. But she starts to grow, sort of develop a romantic relationship with Robert. And that's part of this book, has a beautiful love story between the two of them. And then during this time, Robert's time he has spent with Maria sort of renews his lust for life. And then he's motivated even more to complete his mission and then take Maria away so they can start a whole new life together, far from the reaches of war. And then what ends up happening is that what goes on through the book is that, there's pockets of guerrillas fighting the fascists. And then there's one group of guerrillas that end up being, they're supporting Robert's mission. They end up being killed, and that spooks Pablo. And now Pablo, pretty much has cold feet. He feels like they're doomed to fail. They're not going to be able to complete the mission, and he goes to extremes of stealing Robert's dynamite to get rid of it. But what ends up happening afterwards is that Pablo's wife Pilar ends up, putting Pablo in his place. He ends up taking sort of a backseat on the mission, and Pilar becomes in charge. And then she pretty much is all on board with supporting Robert to complete the mission and blowing up the bridge. So I'm not going to spoil the ending, but it's completely the story itself is very beautiful and very tragic. It has amazing themes, obviously about love, the the testament of human nature, of human will, the brutalities of war. It references that no man is an island, that everybody needs help. You just know, you need to know when to ask for help, and there's nothing wrong with asking. So it's an incredible book. If you're looking for an adventure that has war and a beautiful love story, this is the book for you, From the Bell Tolls. So it's an amazing, and I'm definitely have started reading other books by Ernest Hemingway. So that's just my review, very short and sweet. Like I said, with some spoilers. If you enjoy the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by. Thank you.